Hello my friends all over the world, wherever you are. In today's video I'm going to make potato juice from red potatoes, and I want to see if the flavor is different from the video I made with russet potatoes and the video I made with Yukon Gold tomatoes. And here are my ingredients. I have about 3 pounds of red potatoes, 3 pounds of carrots, a cucumber, a red bell pepper, a green bell pepper, and some turmeric. So I'm going to start making juice, but first I want to cut these large potatoes in half. They're a little too big to go through my feed tube. And then I'll start making some juice. And I'm going to start with potatoes, but I also want to point out I made some potato pulp to make some straight potato juice to see if it tastes any different than mixing it with carrots. Normally you would mix it with carrots because potatoes by itself apparently is not that palatable, but we'll see. So let's begin with potatoes. One good tip is to go down only halfway so you don't get any blowback. I'm going to put in the turmeric. I've got 100 grams of turmeric here. I'm going to put in the red bell pepper. And my green pepper. I have to cut my golden zucchini in quarters because it was too big. In first. And I want to remind you when you're down to your last produce to put some pulp in to force the last plug of carrot through the juicer. Now the next step will be to mix this and to make some juice. So let's do that now. Okay, we're going to spoon in 3 generous ladles full of pulp, red potatoes, carrots, cucumber, and 1 zucchini. Now before I press this mix, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the potato only pulp. And let's do that now. Let's put that in here. All the way back it up a little bit. And I'm going to capture that into a separate container, and I'm going to do a taste test to see if potato only juice tastes that much different from mixing it with carrots. It will be just potatoes, but here we have red potato juice. That's a little bit more. A little bit more. And then all the way. And while we're doing that, I'm going to put more pulp in here for our carrot potato mix with the zucchini, cucumber, and bell peppers and some turmeric. This potato pulp, oh, look how nice and dry that potato pulp is. So I'm going to throw that away. Now because potatoes tend to be very juicy, I'm going to press that up a little slower than usual, so I'm backing it off. what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to throw away this pulp. I'm using the 6-cloth, less work method. So we're putting new pulp on top of the old pulp. We'll fold that over down to my last cloth full of pulp, so I'm using a spatula to get the rest of this pulp out of the bowl. Down to your last cloth, you advance that all the way. I'm going to take the spent cloth, the spent pulp in this cloth, and I'm going to form it into a tight ball because I want to demonstrate how the Whole Health Foundation juicer with the premium bottom plate will make over 10% more juice than any other juicer on the planet. So we'll make that into a tight ball. Notice my folding technique where I fold it under to minimize slippage. I'm going to flatten that, set that aside, advance that a little bit more. I have re-wrapped all of the spent pulp into a round ball, and what I'm going to do now, with a measuring beaker, I'm going to measure how much more juice do we get using a Whole Health Foundation juicer, because you can leave the pressure up for a minute or two or even longer if you want to. So make sure the tray's on securely. The cloths are centered left to right, front to back, all the way back. And as soon as I get juice flow, I'm going to back it off a little bit, because I don't want this to go up too fast. That's a little bit more, a little more. So out of one set of cloths, I've got 3.5 ounces of juice. And I'm watching I have a steady flow here. When it starts just dropping drips, there we go. We'll put in 2 more cloths. Remember, this is repackaged pulp that normally would have been thrown away if you were using a Norwalk juicer. So I'm centering it left to right, front to back, all the way back, and as soon as I get juice flow, I'm going to back it off a little bit, because I do not want this to go up too quickly. Alright, I have almost 10 ounces more juice from 2 of these packages. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dump this into my collection bowl and then press the last 2 cloths of repackaged pulp. Remember, this is pulp that normally would have been thrown away, but I packaged it into a tight bowl. As soon as I get juice flow, I'm going to back that off, because I do not want this to go up too fast. The key to pressing under high pressure is to go up slowly. Your cloths could burst, and they definitely could slip apart with juice so far. Now I could repackage this again, but I'm not going to, because you get the idea. I don't want this video to be too long. There's another 9.5 ounces of juice. So we got another 19.5 ounces. Now let's put this in bottles. So I think we're going to get 5 or 6 bottles. Now I never fill my bottles up to the top. I put 10% filtered or distilled water in, because it's very dense, rich juice, and it's much, much too sweet, especially for a diabetic. Alright my friends, I've got 6 bottles of juice, red potatoes mixed with carrots and the other ingredients, and about a half a 16-ounce bottle of straight potato juice. So first I'm going to taste the potato juice. Very bitter, but it tastes like potatoes. Next I'm going to taste the potato juice mixed with carrots and the other ingredients. Much more palatable. Much more palatable. So I would suggest mixing your potato juice with carrots and other vegetables to make it easier to digest. If you'd like to contact me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. Delicious. Here's to your health.